Emmanuel Macron's influential ex-teacher wife, to work for free in his government as France's new First Lady sets her sights on education reform. Emmanuel Macron's ex-teacher wife Brigitte is anticipated to play a key role in the centrist's new government. Mirroring a Michelle Obama approach to her First Lady role, Brigitte Trogneux, 64, who is more than 24 years older than her husband, is reportedly keen to become involved in issues such as education. With 2 decades more life experience than her husband, and as the ex-teacher who has shaped his character since the age of 15, the grandmother of 8 is expected to play an active role in the new government. Brigitte's main interest is education reform, and she will concentrate on work for autistic and disadvantaged kids. Out of the political firing line, Candice Nedelec, co-author of a biography of the couple, told the Sunday Times. When Mr. Macron, 39, worked as finance minister under François Hollande, Mrs. Trogneux was the person who oversaw her husband's diary. She is also said to correct his speeches and act as an intermediary. But once the Macrons move into the Élysée Palace, Mrs. Trogneux, who once said she would have preferred that her husband had gone on to become an author rather than work in politics, will reportedly have more on her plate, including tasks, staff and a budget, but no salary. By not paying his wife, Mr. Macron could be trying to distance himself from the Penelopegate scandal, which heavily contributed to Republican candidate François Fillon being wiped out of the election race. Mr. Fillon sensationally fell from grace when a French newspaper reported that he had paid his British wife Penelope hundreds of thousands for a job she never carried out. The unconventional romance started after the pair met, when Mr. Macron starred in one of Mrs. Trogneux's plays at Jesuit school Lycée La Providence in Amiens, northern France. They also went on to rewrite a play together, which they later admitted was the period when they fell in love. At the time, Mr. Macron was just 16. In an interview with French journalist Anne Fulda, who wrote a book about the politician, said, "You know, the day we wrote that piece together, I had the impression I was working with Mozart." Speaking to French magazine Paris Match, she said, "I could feel I was falling, he was too," before adding, "At 17, Emmanuel told me, 'Whatever you do, I will marry you.' Love took everything in its passage and led me to divorce. It was impossible to resist him." Miss Trogneux, a mother of 3, from a renowned bourgeois family in the town of Amiens, later left her banker husband André-Louis Ozier for her pupil, who had been in the same class as her daughter Laurence. 2 decades on, she is a crucial calming influence behind the former investment banker. "Every night we debrief together, and we repeat what we have heard about each other," she told Paris Match. "I have to pay attention to everything, do the maximum to protect him." Ms. Trogneux ensures he has downtime slots in his schedule and also encourages Mr. Macron to network with France's society crowd.